can you invest into an existing business as part of the Innovator Founder visa route for the UK? Well, let's have a look at what the Home Office says about this. So there's some really interesting new material that we have now available. The guidance says the Innovator Founder route is not designed to facilitate investment into a pre-existing business. Applicants should be key or founding members of the business who have generated the ideas in the business plan or significantly contributed to them, and be involved in the day-to-day carrying out of the business plan. So this, highlights something which has been, I think, if it's been there, it's been sort of implicit. But there have been many people who have applied as investors into existing businesses. Some of them, or many of them, genuinely so, and they've been, involved in that business and made a genuine contribution. But what they're talking about here is investment matching service providers. So be careful about that. I mean, this was permitted under Tier 1 entrepreneur. As I say, it's been sort of on the sidelines in the Innovator visa, but here it's been expressly prohibited. So it says that endorsing bodies should be wary if the applicant's connection to a business has been arranged by an investment matching service provider. This is where an individual has had their involvement in a founding team arranged for them by a third party on the basis of them making an investment in that company. Such an applicant is unlikely to be a genuine founder or instrumental founder of the member of the founding team. So they may be genuine, again, but they've expressed it in terms of likelihood here. Now, what's really helpful is have a look at the example of where someone is less likely to meet the requirements. It says this: while the applicant is providing funding to a business which they've joined late in its development, they have very limited incidental skills related to the business, such as having been an administrator, and will ostensibly be involved as a business development lead or HR function. So they have no serious independent grasp of the fundamentals of the business and have not been present during the early testing and research already carried out by other founders. So again, this is just examples where someone's less likely to qualify, so they may still qualify. Often your subject matter expertise is important, but the vast majority of my clients are sole founders, and they own and control their businesses as opposed to sharing equity with anyone else. Let's just go back and continue. It says, for example of someone who is likely to meet the requirements, it's a really important point here. It says the applicant can talk in depth to the core innovative product and can credibly articulate what they've brought to the development of the business proposition, to the extent that early R&D has already been undertaken, with them having been significantly and materially involved in this, so involved in the R&D, either undertaking or facilitating that process prior to seeking endorsement. So just as I said in the last video, it's now less about market research and more about actual market validation. So too with the R&D, when you're talking about, do you need to have a minimum viable product? It's been an ongoing question. Can you just do what was the Innovative visa, what's now the Innovator Founder visa, with a business idea? Is the idea sufficient? Or do you also need to have a minimum viable product? Or do you need to have a product that has actually been sold? Well, here they're saying that you need to have done some R&D. There needs to have been some R&D in which you've been significantly and materially involved. So that rather suggests that the product should be at a maybe not an advanced stage, but at a stage past the initial R&D. Now, a lot will depend on the circumstances. It may be that this is a spin-off product from an existing product. Maybe that there's already been R&D on a related product that's relevant. You can't really circumscribe all of the different possible factual outcomes. But this is definitely a step on from the approach that the Home Office was taking in the Innovator visa. The threshold, in my view, has moved up. So don't be deceived again by this position that, okay, the 50,000 requirement is now no longer there. They've removed that. But people seem to be assuming that they've removed the 50,000 requirement. Therefore, you can have less than 50,000 because they've removed the requirement. If anything, they've removed it because the 50,000 was artificially too low. So be super careful about this. They want to see that you can afford what it is that you're intending to do. That's the key point. But this part of it is all about genuineness. It doesn't mean that if you're investing into a business, it's necessarily going to be a non-genuine situation. But I think under the Innovator Founder visa going forward, whereas this might have been somewhat ambiguous under the Innovator visa, going forward for the Innovator Founder visa, you're going to be very slow to enter into a situation where there's some kind of investment matching taking place. I hope that's helpful. Feel free to contact me on the details below. You can schedule a consultation call with me by clicking just below. Bye for now.